because you really are just talking to yourself. There's no comments. You just, hi there. Hello. Boiling hot in Connecticut. Hot as balls. Holy moly. And we have had no rain. I think there's been one rain. My rain barrel went dry. I've got no water faucet outside, no spigot. Hello, Orlando. And all these new plantings that I keep watered. So elderberries and all kinds of stuff like that I put in. And we're not cheap. So let's see who's commenting. What's going on? D, hi. K, hi. Kathleen, Sherry. So hi. Your air conditioner waiting at my shop though. Oh my God. I hate air conditioning because it, although right now I could probably tolerate it, that's for sure. Hey, Linda. I'm trying to see everybody from before. Okay. What? You were sassy tonight. What's going on with you? You're bitey and mean. You're hot too, huh? You're just hot too? And bitchy. Oh, don't be silly, Brian. Stop. No, you don't annoy me, Brian. Don't worry about that. Hi, Rosemary. Nope. I am. Hey, Gail. Hi. Trisha. Really? Okay. It was a weird. It was a. They've been. You want to be positive, and you always want things to be upbeat. And someone came in the shop this week, and they were just talking about how, do you believe in curses? Do you think sometimes? But basically, I'm like, well, everybody's healthy. Bad things happen. Bad luck happens. Life is a roller coaster, up and down. And there's things that I think you can say might be being done to you. It's not often. Most people don't really have the talent. I'll be honest with you. There's definitely a skill set involved, which many people don't have. The ability to wish bad luck on you. It's not that simple. I know the books and the TikToks make it seem like, oh, just think it and it will happen. And it really, I've met a handful of people for whom it was that simple. The rest of people, it's a skill set. It's been a lot to stop. And the readings have been hard. People are having some really tough times. And I think it's easy to blame a curse. It's easy to blame somebody putting energy on you, but shit happens. And I have this position. So, what else? I had all kinds of things I want to talk about. Somebody was asking me about how I read, and I asked a question. Well, don't you read minds? And I'm like, that sounds exhausting. And it's also a big breach of psychic etiquette. It would be like, hold on, hey Karen, it's like going through someone's phone or going through someone's wallet. I mean, your thoughts are your own, and you really don't have a right to read people or even heal people. Unless they're your children, you're not supposed to do that without permission. So when I read people, I ask them to focus on issues, concerns, problems, anything they want more insight or information about. Now, most often those things come up first, front and center. Sometimes it's something else, but they're like, wow, I didn't think of that, but that really is a big issue for me. But anywho, let me look at some more comments here. I can't, the light is so bright in my eyes here. What can I do when someone turned toxic, angry, and mean at work? Okay, for 2 more weeks. I do. I work with Kali. I am a daughter of Kali, the Dark Mother. I've been for many, many, many years. So so I'm glad we're talking about this stuff, all of it. So I've got my notes, my lovely notes. And a few things. And yes, somebody came in, very spiritual, very kind, very good person, was asking, feeling lost, drifting, not sure. I'm like, well, who do you work with? And they're like, I don't. I'm like, you don't? They're like, well, not really. I'm like, well, no, think about that. Where are you sending your energy? Where are you pulling energy from? I mean, universe sounds good, but really, I don't know. I'm not gatekeeping. You call on the universe all you want to. I'm not, when people come ask me a question, I feel compelled I can answer. I'm not instructing anyone how to do what they want to do or how they want to believe. So I don't want to, but if someone asks my opinion, I give you my opinion. That's not the same as gatekeeping, okay? Like, I'm a little tired of those catchphrases. Hey, Rapid. So let's see. I want to see here what boss who turned abusive. Okay, so you have 2 weeks left to go. It's funny because the first thing I have at the top of the list is black pepper. Now, I'm a hedge witch, which I work with low magic. That doesn't mean low energy. That means low, like, of the earth. High ritual magic, people who are in covens or follow a tradition, or do high ritual work. But I tend to work with low magic, earth magic, the stones, the earth, the plants. Oh dear. What I like with black pepper is it's easy. It's easy. For someone who's being mean, they need to just cut the fuck out. All right. I have zero tolerance. So if you are one of these people, again, not judging, not gatekeeping, okay? But if you want to feel like, I just want to do good at night and I want to wish everyone good, you're probably talking to the wrong witch. I'm not the one for you because I don't believe that. I think if people, and there are people, and we're seeing more and more of these people, although I've always had to deal with a lot of them, because I read so many people, who just enjoy wreaking havoc. They enjoy it. They love to start trouble. They love to get you fired, not because they want your job, not because it benefits them in any way. They just like to do it. It's a power rush. They like to break up marriages, not because they want your man or your woman. They just like to know they can do it. So really, what was that awful movie? It was a good movie, but it was a period movie about not Dangerous Liaisons, but the other one where they were trying to break. Dangerous Liaisons was some of that too. But just breaking up people for the joy of doing it, for the thrill of doing it, or making someone who's really good do something they'll regret later on. People go after your kids. There's people who, like, I'm dealing with someone now. Someone threw a poisoned piece of meat over into the yard. Got caught on camera, and that piece of meat's going off to get tested. So we'll see. If it was toxic or poisoned, that's going to be some trouble. I hope. I don't know. The laws are so weird. So black pepper is something you can use. It's simple. It's easy. It's, again, low magic. Hold that black pepper container. It's great in a restaurant. And who's going to question black pepper? That's the beauty part, right? Who's going to question black pepper? I like pepper. Hold it in if you're right hand, you hold it in your left hand because you're receiving energy with your left or your non-dominant hand, receptive hand, and you push energy with your dominant hand. You push it out. So you're going to hold it with your left, and you're going to just see that person. I don't know. For me, with black pepper, my visual would be being sprayed with, like, shot, from a shotgun. Just doesn't kill you, but it really hurts a lot. It's what our former vice president, Cheney, did to one of his hunting buddies when he hit him with a shot there when he was hunting pheasants in a confined space. He managed to spray the guy in the face with the shot. Anyway, picture that. Just picture it. It's so painful. It's so miserable. It takes the mind off of you. I have things I sell in the store, but black pepper is usually an ingredient in everything I make like that. That's malevolent magic. Hold it in your left hand. Hold that poured into your right hand when you're ready, in their general direction. All your energy. Feel all that anger and blow in that black pepper in their direction. Okay? That is, breath work is amazing magically. And the pepper adds to that. So that is a simple thing that should keep them distracted for those 2 weeks. Okay? What else do we have here? I'm sorry, I'm looking. Rosemary, do you use plants as wards? Do I use plants as words? I like cactus, and that is it's actually feng shui. But having cactus in the kitchen window, and I've always had cactus in my kitchen window. The spikes are wonderful, just like a witch bottle, like you mentioned. And you can actually break off some of those little spikes and use them in a witch bottle too. Yeah, I like plants as boards. I prefer railroad spikes and urine, and I like obsidian. When I ward a property, I like obsidian because it's a mirror. It's a natural volcanic mirror. And you want to send things back as much as possible, and that isn't necessarily malevolent. I think I'm getting caught in words here. I want to say maleficent, but malevolent. It's not necessarily malevolent because if someone's looking at my store and saying, "Oh my God, I love going there. That's Laura's shop," and I want to send that back too. Like I want you to come in. I think the same about you. All those good feelings. So when you put a mirror on your front door, by your front door, your foyer, you're sending back good stuff too. But if someone is driving by my shop going, ugh, oh, those shops, I wish they'd all burn down. I hate those. Oh, yeah, you can take that back with you too. So mirror magic, reflective magic is wonderful as well. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, that's all right. You can ask questions. This is a great time for that. What else? I wrote all kinds of stuff down. Oh my goodness. Do you feel heard? Do you feel answered? Are you getting answered? Maybe you're not talking to the right entities. This is true. Now here's the thing. The gods do not call, we do not call the gods. They do not act on our whim, okay? And a lot of people have gotten this very loosey-goosey attitude about deity. All right, deity does not exist for our amusement, quite the opposite. All right, it is a partnership, it is a shared. We are creatures of the divine, we are children of the divine, but we are not the gods. There's a really popular thing, you are the god, you are the goddess. I disagree. We are children of the divine, semi-divine, but we're not. Is it going back and forth? I'm sorry. Do you have any info on Hecate, and have you ever made a sweetening jar? No, it's okay to ask questions. We do honey jars. I like honey jars very much. I also like sugar bowls. Again, simple magic. You want someone to sweeten up, and depending on how you want Patricia to have your boss act, personally, I'm just like, send your shit back. If you're gonna be abusive, fuck that. Fuck that. You get to treat me like that. I'm gonna right back at you, buddy. Hope you choke on a bone and die. I don't care. But really, if you're gonna go there, you better go there hard, because I'm gonna go back harder. I see no reason to be a victim, and I don't like the victim mentality I see in witchcraft. Oh, I'll say it. I can't stand it. I can't stand these goddamn memes. Yeah, count swear words rapid, please. I'm going to be on fire tonight. These memes with the red robes, and oh, it's like the Handmaid's Tale. What, you asshole? Are you going to put a robe on, you idiot? It's nothing like that. What it is a lot like, though, if you watch Hunger Games, it's a lot like that. Not Pan Am, the capital city there, with the weird hair and makeup and the clothes and the nails and if that isn't with a lot of celebrities and people you see emulating them, I don't know what is. Okay, they look weird and unnatural in many respects. And don't tell me for 1 second that if there was a way to put children on a TV show where they were all trying to kill each other on a made-up set, that people wouldn't be tuning in, because I believe they would be. All right. And I also believe that's part of the reason we're not getting a list of names for Epstein's Island, but that's another story altogether. Let's not go there tonight. I have found that my own guides are not talking about the future with me. From the time I was a little girl, they did. Very kind. They get less kind as you get older. As you get older, they're not as nice about your mistakes, or like, what are you, stupid? Like, yeah, you got me. Yeah. Really lack patience, and right now it's really on an as you need to know basis. So when I ask questions about the future or the elections or the state of the world or Like, they're like, we'll let you know. When you need to know, you'll know. Like, where can we go? Where should we go? Where's safe? They just turn their back. And you're like, they're not even answering. Like, you could answer. They're like, no, you'd mess it up. I'm like, me? Mess it up? When did I ever messed it up? And they like unroll the scroll, and I'm like, I asked for one example. Not necessarily be quite so dramatic, Don't do anything nasty. Orlando, not me. All right. What else here? Shut up and wreak havoc. Yep. I agree. I'm looking at comments. If the light is right in my eyes, it's really hard right now. I don't know why that is. Okay. Hey, Laura. Oh, God. It's the first time here. You listen to me go off. All right. Hey, Sue Ann. Well, the thing with the guides. Hey, Teresa. Hey, Gina. Oh, my God. They're all here. This is great. It's like a witch convention. It's a reunion. Love that. So, connect with your guides. It can help to certain stones can help facilitate lucid dreaming is very helpful and programming your dreams. Try to write out questions and put them under your pillow. That way at least you've set intention or it's for some reason writing something down for me and reading it back really kind of ingrains it for me. Hey, Joanne. Good morning. Good evening, rather. Christina. Oh my gosh, everyone is here. No, it doesn't. Reed does not say you got to be a doormat. That's true. Can't stand that. So, but I want to get back to the gods and the idea that you don't call them, they call you. And so I had a young woman in the shop a couple weeks ago, and she was the same thing, feeling lost, because again, this fluffy, universal kind of, it doesn't work. Sounds good on paper. Anything goes. If you feel it, it's true. Believe it, it'll happen. That's not how it works. Sounds good. Not how it works. Manifest in your heart. You can manifest. A job's not going to walk in, knock on the door, and say, "Here, come on, here's a contract." You got to put the work in. So, but they will call you if they want you. So she was talking about being very. I said, "So what do you like to do? Like, where are you happy? The beach, the woods. What do you connect to?" She's like, "Connect to animals, nature, and crows." I'm like, crows? She goes, "Yeah, they've been everywhere lately." I said, "Really?" "Yeah, everywhere I go, there's flocks of crows. Crows up." I said, "Are they on your car? They're by your front door?" She goes, "Oh God, yeah." I said, "Okay, that's a start." I said, "So read about the Morrigan, read about Odin, read about crows as animal guides. See if something doesn't resonate in your heart. See if this doesn't make sense." For a lot of us, we come to our path in different ways. But I hear the same story from many. You picked up. I do exactly like that. And it's like, oh, it feels like coming home. And that is the old gods calling you home. They are. But they are entities and they are individuals and they have their own rituals. They have their own offerings. You don't make the same offering to, say, Freya that you would make to Kali. You don't make the same offering. The Blessed Mother may be for you. That she was for me for a very long time. As a little young Catholic, I always directed my prayers to Mary. I always the Divine Mother, and that became the goddess. Now Mary, talk about her for a moment, because the feast of Saint Mary Magdalene just passed. But Mary is an amalgamation of the three goddesses that have the most shrines in the world, and that is Kuan Yin, Tara, and Mary. I'm sorry, I said Kuan Yin and Tara. I'm so sorry. Mary, Aphrodite, and Kuan Yin. And of the three, it's Kuan Yin that has the most shrines around the globe. So how are they alike? Well, let's see. How do we see Mary pictured most often? In the backyard, right? Mary on the half shell, right? In the shell. How was Aphrodite born? Out of the ocean? In a shell. Mary's robes, blue and white. Aphrodite's robes, blue and white. Mary's flower, the Easter lily. Aphrodite's flower, the lily. Kuan Yin, Mother of Mercy, Mother of Sorrows. Her story is she was being brought directly in human form, ascending into heaven because she was so pure, so good, directly, body and soul. And she heard people crying and said, "What is that? I can't leave while people are crying." And she pours out her little vessel of tears to alleviate the suffering of the world. Mother of Mercy, Mother of Sorrows. How do we know Mary, the Mother of Jesus? Mother of Mercy, Mother of Sorrows. You can see similar. There's a flood story in Ireland. There's a few flood stories where the earth is destroyed by water. Noah and the ark is one of many. Okay. I'm not going to go ahead and say that Christianity stole a lot of what it has from paganism, but, well, I'm not going to not say it. I was talking to another young friend, and so smart, and her mother is an absolute born-again, fundamental Christian. And I had said, "What does your mother say? Like, let's just take Easter, Ostara. I mean, that's got nothing to do with Jesus. There's nothing about Easter, the celebration, the bunnies, the eggs, the chicks, that's all fertility, that's all pagan. How does she not see?" And she was, "Well, I asked her," and she was, "I'm going to ask my minister about that." And the minister said that Satan is so clever. But no, they came after Jesus. I'm like, so they just rewrite the whole timeline? I mean, shamanism is like 30, 35,000 years old. Buddhism, 10, 11,000. Hinduism, 13, 14,000. Christianity is really like 2,000 years old. So it's really one of the newer kids on the block. Judaism, Muslim, much older. Not making fun of. I'm not. I'm saying this with respect. But, they don't cross-pollinate necessarily when it comes to their practice, even though we see similarities. But turn the other cheek, very Buddhist, and there's reasons to believe that Jesus did study Buddhism those years he was missing. But as far as the gods and the pagan gods go, like when we're in circle, we invite them in. We don't order them in. We don't demand they come in. We invite them in. And at the end, we don't dismiss them. It's stay if you will, go if you must. We don't order them. We don't demand of them. We respectfully ask, most often just for the strength, the intelligence, the ability to handle something on our own. Christian prayer, and prayers are magic. I'm not knocking that. Lots of magic in the Bible, especially in the Psalms. But, please help me. I need this. Please help me. When we address our gods, it's usually, I'm having a problem. I need to be able to do this. And, so you open the door, I'll walk through it kind of mentality, which I happen to really like, especially in Odinism. That's a particularly profound. I'm sorry, I've got to. Yep, the world tree, Christ on the cross. That's right. I'm looking at comments here. It's so hard. Yep, more again. I am spicier. Oh my goodness. All right, so we're there with that. We talked about pepper. Simple magic. The other thing to remember is that we don't proselytize. I want to really drive that home. Pagans, witches, we do not proselytize. You will never go to, so you'll never be asked to go to the door and knock and have you heard the good news of Freya? Have you heard the good news of Bast? That's never going to happen. We don't proselytize because why? I just said it, because our gods call you if they want you. We don't have to go head hunting for them. Okay, we don't collect scalps. We don't get brownie points for bringing people to them. That's not the way it works. I cringe sometimes. A place to worship. It's the damn viruses just keep coming. Monkeypox now in New York is becoming a thing. We have a wonderful space planned for full moon. We've got other recommendations. Rapid thank you. fallback places. But until they stop with the viruses and it's very hard to ask people together in great numbers. And since I had events in the past where I've had 75, 80 people show up, I have no doubt that I'll have hundreds coming in for a free event. And I can't risk a super spreader event. It just would be really bad publicity, really bad press, which is why it's a big delay. I keep talking about it. That's the delay, guys. But this idea of creating a place, and the thing is that pagans worship outdoors. So when we go back and forth about a place, and it's just, winter is winter. We can figure it out, but and we want to do full moon on full moon. We want to actually, on the full moon itself. We don't want to do it, the weekend of the full moon. We want to be out under that moon at the right time. So we thought we'd start with full moon ritual because there's plenty of other organizations and groups that do the Sabbaths. And we thought, well, we'll let them have that and we'll take full moons, easy and simple. And we're up. Yes. Well, we will be doing ritual, so that would be interesting. Oh, what else? Okay. So give some thought. I'll tell you, if I've repeated this before, I want to apologize. But here's a funny sort of a finding you guys. So I have a witch. She was very new, and she was in the shop, and she was talking, and she was doing her year in a day self-initiate, and she was reading and studying and doing everything right. She continues to do everything right. Like, I'm quite proud of her. Years, and I actually carry a line of her oils now in the shop. Amazing stuff. And so, but she was saying, I'm not connecting to any of the deity. Why aren't they calling me? Why isn't someone calling me? I'm like, well, I don't know. I'm sure they will. Just don't worry about it. And she's like, all right. But then she comes like, still nothing. I'm getting nothing. Like, don't they want me? Am I not doing? I said, of course they do. Someone wants you. They're gonna let you know. Keep going. So then finally she's like, I'm coming up on my year in a din. I have no one to dedicate myself to. I've got no one to. I'm like, well, I don't. That's odd to me because there's nothing that you're doing that I don't absolutely agree with, and I love your energy, and I think everything is there. And she goes, yeah, I know. And she says, it was just so much easier when we were kids, wasn't it? I said, I'm thinking she's going someplace. I'm like, yeah, it was easier when we were kids. All right. And she's like, well, like for instance, Halloween. I love Halloween. It's my favorite. It was always my favorite. And I always went as the same thing every year. I'm like, uh-huh. She goes, every year I went as Aphrodite. I'm like, you don't say. She goes, oh, yeah. Had the toga, had the crown, had everything. I was every single year Aphrodite. I'm like, Aphrodite, you don't say. She goes, yes. And I'm like, wow, that was something. Every year. Since you were little girl. She goes, oh, God, yeah, every year. Love her. I'm like, hey. And she's like, well, I guess I'll just go on, not having someone. I'm like, yeah, it's a mystery. It's weird. It's just weird. And she left. And it took a couple days for me to get that phone call like, hey, Laura, you don't think maybe it's Aphrodite? I'm like, my guy, there you go. I'm thinking it could very well be. So, and the thing is, Aphrodite, people don't realize, but she's the goddess of the woodland animals. And one of the things, her product is the magic buck, because there is this magnificent buck deer that comes on her property in Easton. Total connection, looks for her. Of course, Kernunos, but wonderful stuff. So that's just a funny story, but it can be that obvious and you can be missing it. Guys, you could just be missing it, all right? And the guys do have fun. They got a great sense of humor. They will play with you for a while. It's time to them, right? And she's so pretty. She rocks Aphrodite so well. Hey, look what I'm talking. Ears ringing? One of my favorite people. Hey, it's a witch reunion tonight, baby. We're all here. I love this tonight. So, drinking my iced coffee on ice is melting. It's so hot. What else can we talk about? I'm trying to think about what I've been hearing all week long. And of course, I'm also trying to write in my head my newsletter. What else? I think I got it all. But if your guides aren't talking to you, it could just very well be there's stuff happening in the world right now that we are no longer in control. And my take on it is I think around 2012, we could have done something different. We could have worked together. We could have done something different and shifted energy, and we didn't. I mean, not you, but global. I mean, it's got to be a combined effort. And I think that came and went. And now it's almost like a kid, and they get their license, and you're like, okay, well, here's the key to the family car, please keep gassing it, and take care of it, drive carefully. And, the first time you bring it back, and your mom and dad goes out, and it's like, you didn't fill the tank up, they got to go to work, and it's, almost on eating gas. Then you bring it back, it's got a ding in it. And then you get a ticket for speeding or going through, and they're like, you know what, give me back the key. Give me back the keys. You don't get to drive the car anymore. You've lost your privilege. You don't respect the car. Too young, too early, and I think that's what our divine mother, father have done. They're just like, give us back the keys. You are no longer driving this car. We'll decide. And I do believe there's entities from other galaxies, other places, all at work as well. Good and bad. From what I'm hearing, from what I'm talking about, fascinating information. The Dan Aykroyd, actor Dan Aykroyd has the largest collection, you can go online and see, of space and UFO and all this stuff on his website. He actually made a movie about it. He had an astronaut, he had all kinds of people from NASA, and they shut it down. He wasn't allowed to put it on, I think it was going to be on one of the educational TV shows, programs, and they wouldn't let it air. But he has it. So let's see here. I'm looking here. Oh, I can't even do a mask. I cannot do a mask. That is beyond me. I can barely handle it. Well, this is true. No, it's not a White Russian. I don't drink, but I need to pick up today. So there's something else I was going to add. Let me think. I'm lost tonight. It's been a long day. I'll come in. So my dad, I lived with my father in Oklahoma for about a year and a half. My junior year of high school, California girl in Oklahoma. It did not go well. Love family, love my dad. That's why I have as many kids as I did. I saw my stepmother, and I loved being part of that family. If I never had to leave the house, it would have been fine. And I got to tell you, Muskogee County, Oklahoma, beautiful, beautiful place. No tornadoes. It's hill country and green country. Green and hilly, and Lake Tenkiller, which if you watch fishing shows, often featured on fishing shows, lovely, lovely. But it is a very Baptist, very racist, literally train tracks and whites and blacks on either side, and not much has changed from what I've heard. And it's been a while since I was a junior in high school. It's really not for me. I did not do well there. My little liberal self and pagan self. I was very, very new agey by that time. I pretty much, yeah, it didn't go well. But anyway, my dad one night, we'd stay up late, a couple times a month, and we would catch up because it'd been a long time. And we would drink coffee and sit in the kitchen. And one day he says to me, "Hey, Laura," he says, "How do you feel about aliens?" I'm like, "Well, Dad, if they've got their green card and they're legal, I think, yeah, they're fine." He goes, "No, no, I mean like from outer space." I'm like, "You seeing aliens there, Dad?" He's like, "Well, actually, yes. Betty and I were visited," and he described this scenario where they were in bed, sleeping, and they heard a bang, and then a beam of light came through the wall of the bedroom and manifested in this beautiful white. They thought she was an angel. This beautiful white being. She said, "No, I'm not an angel. I am actually from another solar system." And she had lots to say. She visited several times. And unfortunately, my dad did keep a book in Betty, because the next day it took me a couple of days to process what my dad was telling me. And I went to my stepmother and I said, so Betty, Dad was telling me about this alien that visited y'all. And she's like, oh, she told you about, yeah, yeah. Well, she wrote everything down in a book. Everything was there. And one of the relatives decided that was Satan and bad and burned it. It was evil. So all that's lost. But fast forward to my store many years later, many years later. And this little Frenchman's in my store one night. And, I'm not up till like 8 o'clock. It was a winter, so it was quite dark. My nose is itching. I fight somebody, I guess. That's Irish. It starts itching. Anyway, I am feeling spicy. I could fight somebody. But he came in the store and he's looking around and he's like, oh, this is very interesting. This is wonderful, these things you have. And I'm like, oh, thank you. He's like, yes, I need to ask you something. How do you feel about the aliens? And I'm like, well, personally, I've seen a couple weird things. I said, but my dad was visited. He goes, well, my wife and I were also visited by aliens. It was quite remarkable. We are in bed, sleeping. We hear a bang on the wall and a beam of light. And there it was. He was gray. I'm like, he was gray? It's like he was one of the grays. And it took me. I'm like, it took you? He goes, yes. It was not pleasant. It returned me. Now, if you do your research and you check on Dan Aykroyd's site there, you'll see that there's about, I think, 13 different species. Probably maybe the word. I don't know. I don't want to be disrespectful if our overlords decide to join us. I'm Team Alien here. I'm not looking to fight you. God knows. So, God and Goddess knows. But anyways, yeah, so the story was remarkably like my father's, and my dad, I can assure you, that was not his thing. He wouldn't have been reading up on that. He didn't drink. He didn't do drugs. Very clean. Head of security of a nuclear plant, took that very seriously, was a veteran of the Korean War. So no, that wouldn't have been my dad's thing. Oh my God. Now. Oh, really? Italians with the itchy nose? Yeah. That's so funny. That's a big Irish. So I don't know. That's something with that. We've talked about that, and I've written some newsletters about it. I think it's going to play into our future. I do. And I think there's aliens that want to help and be part of our growth and our evolution as human beings. And I think there are those that would like to exploit our Earth for its resources, a Christopher Columbus kind of attitude, and take what they want. And that wouldn't be the name. That's all the big question for our meetings. And I'm sorry, YouTube is going back and forth, and I do feel bad about that. All right, let's start with readings. I'm going to start with Aries. I started with Pisces last week. Just a plain 6-card reading. Okay. For people who are new, and I read to teach. I love to teach tarot. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 triangle. Top card is the situation. The next 2 cards are what's impacting the situation. And the last 3 are outcome cards. These are short-term readings. They are not long-term readings. And of course, as I say every week, guys, I'm sorry to repeat myself, but not every Aries is having job problems. Well, they kind of are, but they're not. But anyways, not every Leo is having love issues. But often in my readings, what comes up are situations that are in the forefront of someone's mind. So if your son or daughter is going through a divorce, your marriage could be stable. That is going to show up in the reading, like who's getting divorced. I'm seeing, oh yeah, my daughter. I'm so upset. That's all I can think about. And there it is in the reading, right? So it could be, just ask yourself if anything I'm saying is relatable to someone you care about, and they're going through it. And that may just be some information for you to help them. All right. I'm not trying to make this one size fits all reading because they don't. One size does not fit all. But let's see how it goes. Okay. How you interpret the same cards as I do. Okay. Oh, hey Dana. Yeah. He's over his cage. He's done. All right. Well, Aries, we start off with the Five of Swords, the Devil, and the Two of Cups reversed. And the last three cards are the Five of Cups, the Seven of Cups, and the Nine of Coins. All right. So I don't love these first cards. The Five of Swords is usually the need to ask for help, ask for expertise of someone else. Five of Swords. So, for example, you're having trouble at the job, you go to HR. Problems in your marriage, you see a therapist, you see a lawyer. Got a neighbor that's giving you a hard time. A lot of people out there having this issue, by the way. You call the cops in, right? You look at a pig order. Hey, Alice. I'm so sorry. I'm looking at. I wanted to see these comments really quick. YouTube is lagging. I'm so sorry. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna look at that later. I can't read all that right now. The ring light is right in my eyes, so that's just crazy. All right. The need for help. The need for professional help. Devil is something toxic, something, someone, someplace that's toxic. And the Two of Cups reversed are usually two people that want different things. It can be a friendship, it can be a romance. Situation where you need to ask for outside help. It's toxic. I think it's a lot of sadness if it's for financial reasons. And with the cost of rents, people are sticking it out just for that reason. Like it, that's how it's going. But this is just like, what do I do? What will I do? And this really speaks to the Hangman paying for the paycheck. I don't see a broken heart here. I just see people that are not getting along. I would think this is more work related. Okay. Why? Because it's Aries, and Aries is like, fuck you. I'll sleep in my car, or you go sleep in your car. It's my apartment. Aries isn't one to play games and cry, and that's not an Aries trait. So this is about going and because you got to stay, you need the paycheck. But the Hangman here is suggesting that you're not wasting your time. Okay, that's important. So for whatever reason you're staying, for whatever reason you got to be around this toxic crap. And as I said in my newsletter, what did I say? You don't feed them, you don't live with them, you don't fuck them. You don't have to just hello, how are you? Be nice, collect your. I didn't write it in the newsletter, I wrote it in Facebook, and go home. Go home. Leave that shit in the office. But this is something you're going to need to ask for help. You're not going to be able to handle this on your own. I don't think black pepper won't hurt, but now I've got to tell you, some people I've been working with for quite a while, that situation. And all of a sudden, they're being evicted, they're moving out, it's over, we're done, there it is, right? Happy ending. You go. Bye-bye. Hold the door, hit on your ass on your way out. Okay? But that's what I'm seeing. So Aries, if you got to stay longer than you want to stay, you're going to be okay. You're not wasting your time. All right? He says, may very well turn around and benefit you anyway. Just remember keep that paycheck in mind. All right, Taurus. Taurus, we have the Nine of Cups. Love that card. Six of Wands reversed. 10 of Swords reversed. 4 of Swords, the Sun, and the Knight of Coins. Okay. Well, I mean, The Knight of Cups is a wonderful card. It's wishes coming true. Six of Wands reverse is delays. Delays, usually work delays. Ten of Swords reverse, coming up out of a difficult time. May actually have been sick and you're getting back to a job. It could be that here. Something delayed you. Something happened, but it's getting back on track now. And I said sickness because the Four of Swords is often a card of respite after an ordeal or a sickness, okay? But I'm gonna say, if it is, you're getting better. You'll be as good as new, if not better than new. The Sun, okay, which is the Sun and the Star, the two best cards in the deck, and the Knight of Coins, which is money coming in. So a little different than Aries. Aries has kind of got to endure stuff. Where Taurus, I want to say, remember I always say when signs are conjunct, there's often similarities in the reading, not the same thing. But in this case, it's like you're over that. There's no more enduring for you. It's you can see the light in the tunnel. You're there. I think you're out of the tunnel, frankly. But the Ten of Swords is that coming up out of a tough time and like leaving it behind, hitting the bottom of the barrel, and you're up. Doesn't mean your whole life is the bottom of the barrel, but maybe there's a situation that was if you were sick and well, you're getting better now, or you're better now. All right. Two cards for Taurus. Ready? Every now and then, just shoot me a little hello or something, so I know that we're good here on the connections. Okay. I know YouTube sucks tonight. I'm sorry about that. All right, Gemini. Wheel of Fortune reversed. Nine of Wands reversed. Justice. The Eight of Wands reversed. The Two of Coins and Judgment reversed. Ugh. Don't love these cards. However, the Wheel of Fortune, oh boy. It's buffering. That's what that means. Okay, thank you, Kat. I always say that because we often have to just delete the YouTube video and we upload the Facebook onto YouTube. And that's just a pain in the neck. It's much easier to download from YouTube to Facebook. But anyway. Okay, getting back to reading cards for Gemini. The Wheel of Fortune is probably one of the easiest cards to read. It is one of those cards, Wheel of Fortune goes round and round, up or down, good luck, bad luck, right? Well, in this case, it's bad luck. And everyone's Wheel of Fortune, it always spins. No one has it stagnant, right? Nine of Wands reversed, delays, usually career delays, not believing in yourself, not thinking you have what it takes to move forward. Promotion-wise, maybe you want something, but you're not sure you can do it. Justice is telling me differently. Justice is telling me you can do it. Justice is telling me that if you applied yourself and you asked about it, you could. Makes me think about, again, another dear client. I've got a lot of them. She's amazing. I'm like, you are amazing. And she has been selling luxury goods, mainly perfumes and makeups, but luxury goods, jewelry, all her life. She speaks Italian, New Yorker, she's stylish, she's all this great stuff, just wonderful stuff. And she's self-conscious because she's not a kid. I think she's in her 50s, whatever. Stylish and beautiful, no issues. And I had said to her, have you ever thought about selling? I don't know why I'm in the middle of reading. I'm like, luxury cars. Have you ever thought about luxury cars? Because she is going to be moving to Italy in a couple of years, and she, she speaks English with no accent, and then she speaks fluent Italian. And she goes, oh, I've never. I'm like, well, maybe you should. There's always a market for that. There's always a market for luxury cars, high-end cars. And she was giving me all the reasons why I said, I don't understand. I think you could. I really could. And you speak Italian. And I don't know. I'm just like, give it a shot. And that's what these cards remind me of here. It's just like this idea of, yeah, you could do it. You could do it if you wanted to. You should think about it. Eight of Wands, focus on your career. The Eight of Wands upright to me is, I'm thinking about career. Eight of Wands reverse is telling you, no, ignore everything else. Focus. That's what I'm hearing here, okay? For you, Gemini. the Two of Coins, money's juggling, and the Judgment is reversed. But I think if you put things into motion, it could happen. From reading, so you may be feeling like this isn't working for me. I'm not sure, and that's how she was feeling. A lot of you are dealing with awful bosses. I'm hearing this over and over again. Neighbors and bosses just being absolute shit. You know, neighbors are doing dreadful things, and bosses too, just being bullies and mean. I want to remind you, as I've always told my kids, success is the best revenge, okay? So it's always best to leave with the same class you walked in with. Hey, Mary, I know YouTube is, I'm going to have to, you can get on Facebook, it'd probably be better, but I'm going to have to ask China to do that for me. So anyways, Gemini, just hang a little bit longer and keep your focus. Don't lose your focus, okay? Sometimes Gemini struggles with that. So does Sagittarius. You can lose your focus. Don't. Keep it eye on the prize. There's something there to advance that you're believing in yourself. You're not seeing it happen. Maybe you need to take some classes or do a little research, but I'm going to say research. Happening. Advertising in magazines and newspapers, not so much. Luxury goods, yes. You know, magazines like Vogue, they certainly have their luxury fashion, but perfumes and all that, and jewelry, but all right. So a lot of times it's not just that what you're selling, what you're doing, it's how you're marketing it. And when I hear people say, "Oh, I don't do social media," I'm like, "You got a business." Yeah, but I don't do social media. I'm like, "How the hell are you getting your word out?" "Oh, well, you're not. No, it's not working out very well. You're putting your little business card up at grocery stores. Is that what you're doing?" No. Start making some videos. Start talking it up. This is how it's done now, and it's only going to continue going, and that be different. That's all. All right, Cancer. Tower reversed. Seven of Swords. Six of Coins reversed. Page of Coins. Three of Cups. Chariot reversed. All right. Well, Cancer again. Not great. Tower reversed is usually chaos, but you're detonating it. And if it's an explosion, you lit the fuse. Tower, the best example of the Tower card I can give you, the energy of the Tower card, and that's 9/11. When that tower is there, especially when it's upright, it is chaos and destruction, and you have no control. That's the problem with the Tower. And even in most depictions of the Tower, depending on any deck you use, usually the Tower being blown up, these people jump out. It is 9/11, right? But a good example of the Tower, practical, everyday, is divorce, right? And the energy of the Tower upright is being served with divorce papers. The Tower reversed is you serving divorce papers. The energy, the outcome's the same. And here we go. Six of Coins reversed. Don't love that card. It's usually unexpected bills that come in, money that has to be back, debt. And then we have the Page of Coins, news of the Three of Cups, and the Chariot reversed. So basically, you're going on to something better, okay? But the Chariot is reversed. It's saying not yet, okay? Better things are waiting, but you can't get there right now, whether it's a job that you love or somebody you want to be with. You could very well be the divorce card. You may serve divorce papers, and there's debt, and it's going to cost you, but your freedom ain't free, baby. You know, I wrote a blog. I used to blog for the Connecticut Post. I did it for years, and I did a blog about love, love potion number 9. It's a real old. I share it on Facebook, and someone had come in the shop, and he wanted to know. It's really disgusting to me, really upsetting. If I could kill somebody magically, and I said, why would I? And what would that do for me? He's like, oh, I guess you can't do it then. That's an old, sad trick of the patriarchy. Sorry, guys, who I love, but men can sometimes challenge that way, and because it works with women, oh, how's dinner? Do you love dinner? Oh yeah. Well, what's wrong? What's wrong? Oh no, I was just thinking, if you. Oh well, next time I'll do that, or and women, yes, I'll try harder. I'll do more. I will. Well, yeah. Didn't work with me. Challenging me to kill somebody is not going to, or suggesting I can't do it. Doesn't make me want to kill somebody. I don't even know, and why the hell would I want to anyway? Now, just so you know, some practitioners of a dark nature look at it like being the gun. They're the gun, but you are the one who pulled the trigger. So the act of paying somebody for dark magic alleviates them from any guilt or any karmic, not everyone believes in karma, by the way, any kind of guilt or karma or bad energy, because you, in fact, paid for it. You, in fact, incurred the debt. All right, they're just the gun and you pulled the trigger. So their skill set, like being a gun for hire, yeah, you're catching me, right? So this idea, and he says, well, here's the thing, I'm in love with somebody and we're soulmates, and he says, I'm my wife and she won't let go, and I guess she won't let go. I said, you gotta let go. I said, there's no slavery in America. I mean, no fault divorce. Well, it's not that simple. It's complicated. What's complicated about it? Money? Is it going to, well, yeah, it's going to cost half everything I have. I said, so? You're your soulmate. Well, what could be wrong with it? You always make more money. What's the problem? Well, I just think it might be an easier way. I said, killing your wife magically is an easier way. And I just was like, but people think like that, and that's not the easier way. And that's not, don't get me wrong, an abusive, abusive is different, or someone who's harming the children. And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just, I met somebody else, I want out, get me out. Cheaply, and I shouldn't have to pay anything. Well, yeah, you should. But in terms of someone that's abusive, and sometimes, it's not always that easy to get out of an abusive relationship. If there's children that get used as pawns, people have friends. Sometimes it comes down to who can afford the better lawyer. I knew somebody once who was married to one of the town of Stratford's aldermen, and he had lots of friends on the police force. He had lots of friends. And in the course of a very difficult marriage, and he brought home venereal diseases, she got a couple from him. He was never faithful. Really an awful person, actually. Took off and abandoned the family periodically. But everyone thought he was great because he was an alderman, so he was great. He had lots of good friends. When they finally divorced, the fact that she was on antidepressants were against her. They divided the kids 50-50. She wound up in this little apartment. He kept the house, and the judge gave him primary custody because his mother was going to come live with them. This was what he proposed, where she would put them in daycare. He was going to keep the kids in the home, which is better for the kids. The judge, surmised. And so it was like a flip. So she was going to get the kids like one night a week, and on weekends he was going to have the kids all day. His mother was going to be in the house. He kept the house. And it was settled within 1 week. His mother was out. The girlfriend was in, and the kids were in daycare. And, there was no nanny. So, that's where the lines get blurred. But I'm not talking about that kind of situation. I'm talking about a situation with these cards, okay, where this is very unfortunate. There's debt, there's gossip, there's bad talk. It could be a lot of people who are afraid to leave a bad marriage. What are people going to say? What are people going to say? And yet I'm looking at a situation where it's not time to go yet. Bad situation to good situation, but it's waiting for you, okay? It's waiting for you. Just be patient. Because that bad situation looks like a bad situation. Well, I've helped, I want to say 5 women get divorced with no lawyer. They thought they were trapped in terrible marriages, and the fact is you don't need a lawyer. I talk about this in my video. You've heard me talk about this. You can get the do-it-yourself divorce kit, and you can get divorced for under $1,000. In Connecticut now, it's $3,500 up front before they even talk to you. Cash in hand. They want money before they talk to you in Connecticut. So, and then money, and it just goes up from there. And you don't need a lawyer. And even if you have kids, you don't need a lawyer because the court, the family court decides that. You don't decide that. Child support is a mathematical computation. Alimony is mathematical. And so if you have no property, and in this case, these people I helped have no property. They didn't have a pot to piss in. Just a bad situation that they felt they couldn't get out of. I'm like, oh, but you can. I can't afford a lawyer. You don't need a lawyer. Well, I probably can. I'm telling you, you can. It's not that hard. In fact, they'll help you with the courthouse. Trust me. You know, $50 to file the papers, and you get a sheriff to deliver the serve, and here's how you go, and you're off to the races. So, just saying, okay? And you're right, rapid, you're right, and I talk about that too a lot. It can be the other way around. And I know men, I've talked about this, that come home from work, I've read them, come home from work and they go right into mommy mode. They're the ones, the homework and the cooking the dinner. The mother is passed out, drunk, and they stay in bad marriages. And I've known a few men like this. They stay in bad situations because they know that if they leave the house to get a life of their own, that they can't trust it. And they said that. I can't trust that she's going to feed them or do their homework or make sure that she's passed out. You know, she's not able to do it. So they stay. And I'll see it in the cards. I'm like, but when you're waiting for the youngest, yep. When that youngest child turns 15, in Connecticut it's 15, by the way, make that decision to say, mommy, come with daddy, but I'm out. I'm out. And, oh, that's that. I don't want to. But yeah, plenty of good men out there. My brothers have custody of their kids. Plenty of good men out there. In fact, one of my nephews has custody of his kids. An addicted mother. All right. So we are at Leo. It's a very long read. I gotta stop talking and get through the reading here. All right. I'm looking at we're laughing. Okay, good. All right. So Leo, happy birthday to all Leos. 3 of Swords reversed, anxiety. 3 of Wands, Hermit reversed. The 4 of Wands, the High Priestess, and the 5 of Wands. Oh God, Leo. And these are short-term readings, okay? I'm not cursing you for life here. This is a short-term thing. Leo, the 3 of Swords reverses anxiety, right? Sword cards, I'm teaching as I go, right? Sword cards, 3 of Swords, terrible card. 3 of Swords is usually 3 swords through the heart. It's heartbreak, it's sad, but it's reversed. And so sword cards reversed are usually diminished. They're not reversed, but they're diminished. So anxiety versus heartbreak. 3 of Wands, education and school. Hermit reversed, choosing to be alone. Hermit upright is loneliness. Hermit reversed is the choice to be alone. I'm just need to be alone. 4 of Wands, the High Priestess, the 5 of Wands, same argument over and over and over again. The way I read these cards is somebody who has to spend time alone because they're studying something. So funny. I had a man in the store today with his mother, very sweet. He's been in the store a couple times. Brings his mom in, older lady, very nice. And I said, he signed for a newsletter because he was asking. I'm like, no time. I have no time to do anything but study. I'm in school, and that's what these cards are like. It's like there's no time for anything else. There's no time for social life. And it's studying for promotion. Okay, this is definitely career stuff. 4 of Wands, there's success, but you got to pass a test. You got to study. All right, High Priestess. You know this is the right thing to do. You're on point here. Okay, but the 3 of Wands, yep. Like I can't talk to anybody. I can't go out. I work and study or whatever. It's all about the. Not hearing the background noise, realizing you'll be off that hamster wheel. But this idea of I can't, and I'm going to say especially like you can't engage people who are arguing, or if you're hopefully not living with someone doing that to you. In terms of narcissistic behavior, a lot of times they'll make sure there's noise going on when you're trying to study. In fact, my old shop, I used to open up my shop downstairs and tell young kids, the parents were fighting, a lot of noise in the house. drinking, whatever's going on, come bring your books and study downstairs at my shop. Just go downstairs, nice and quiet, and do your homework. So a lot of kids escape to libraries, and libraries close. A lot of people can't even do their own homework. They can't even think in their own home. So what I'm seeing here, honestly, is just not engaging. Leo, you got your mind on bigger things. A lot of anxiety here, but you're shutting down all the extracurriculars so you can study and focus and do what you got to do. All right, Virgo. Hold on. Oh, you're right about that, Janet. You sure are right about that. So stories about that. Hey, Lucas, how you doing? Love your name. Love the name, Lucas. Okay, Virgo. My God, it is warm in here. 8 of Cups reversed. The Lovers. Death reversed. King of Cups reversed. 10 of Coins reversed. Queen of Wands, oh yes, reversed. Okay. Well, the 8 of Cups reversed is usually not leaving home, not able to home is not ready. Okay. King of Cups reversed, that's usually a depressed male. Queen of Wands reversed, female workaholic. The Lovers, a little similar to previous reading about waiting for a place to go. I'm going to say, here's how I read these cards. Price range, your own house is not selling right away, but this idea of you know where you want to be, very depressing. It feels like two people that really want to be together, or a place you really feel like in your heart, that's where you're meant to be. And it's a very final move. It's like sell the house and leave, walking away from things, but you can't right now. It's not happening right now. Okay, one more card, Virgo. Ace of Cups. There's definitely love waiting for you. Definitely love waiting for you. So right now, some people said everything's lined up. This is great. Oh my God, I love these cards. Looks wonderful. A little bit longer. It's gonna happen. Like, would you see me meeting someone? Not at all. What hang out with? For God's sake, how old are you? Come on now. Look at you. Well, what we're skating and heading out to movies. What does that mean? Hang out. Ah, Brazil. You know, I've always said that Brazilian I didn't like. I have yet to ever meet a Brazilian. The most beautiful people, the most welcoming people. I mean, physically gorgeous people. Love my Brazilian friends, and I just love your food. Love everything about the whole country, the beaches, all of it. So yes, I'm going to agree with you, Lucas. Brazil looks good. All right, let's talk. Emperor reverse. I see the moon and the emperor lying next to each other. The emperor reversed, that's a man out of power. And I see the moon. I wonder about Alzheimer's or a man, like a grandfather, because we're thinking of patriarch. When we see the emperor, the empress, patriarch or matriarch. Someone that you care for very much. And there's a sense of waiting, waiting. Again, a lot of delays in this life. 2 of Swords, is rocking a hard place. I want to go, but my parents are sick. I want to go, but my parents are old. I want to go, but my dad is sick. To deal with that. So I hear a lot of that in readings. And people are good, and my people are wonderful. People that come to my right, wonderful people. Riffraff that wanders in once in a while, they come in, they go out, they don't come back. Mr. Can you kill my wife? He never came back, But my point being here, this really does look like a situation where, yeah, this is the idea of waiting, and there's no easy answers. There's money involved. But it's not. That's not why you're staying, of course. This is all good stuff. Knight of Cups, Queen of Cups. It could be you have a child, and it will be. there's this idea of again, the idea of needing to be there to take care of somebody or not able to leave because somebody can't take care of themselves. Look at one more card, Libra. Queen of Swords. Eesh. All right. Well, what we do see, and I have, again, in my readings, where you have an elderly mother, father, elderly parents, and the mother is not easy to get along with, and the daughter's there trying to take care of the father because the mother won't. Queen of Swords can be controlling. In this case, I'm going to say this is like what do we call that when people codependent? I'm going to say like a codependent situation. Sometimes I've got a situation right now that the father's very sick, but the wife is a horrible person, horrible. The mother is terrible that she won't even let the children see the father, because she's going to be in control of that. And nobody wants to see her, but they do want to see the dad. It's just awful, and so, yeah, this is what I'm seeing here. A situation where, yeah, and it looks like probably it's the daughter trying to take care of the father, putting things on hold. It's tough. That's a tough reading for Libra. All right, does that mean every Libra out there is in this? No, but if you know somebody, you can commiserate maybe because people do say things. And I know they mean well, but I have women sit down and they'll throw the cards, and I'm like, oh, honey, looks like you are trapped and you are so unhappy, and your kids are little. I'm like, yeah, all my friends are saying I should leave, and I'm like, really? I said, do your friends have any ideas how you should do that? And they're like, no, they just say the universe will provide. I'm like, really? Well, that's not how that works. Like I started, that's not how it works. It doesn't. The universe might provide a car for you to live in. And by the way, if you leave and plan to live in a car, plan on having DCF take your kids away because you can't do that with your kids. So no, it doesn't work like that. So sometimes there's no easy answer here. But the idea that people are going to tell you how it should be done, you know, time to pass. All right, Scorpio. Oh, don't, Orlando, don't. Come on, come here. All right, Scorpio. Four of Cups, Empress, the World, the Page of Wands, the Fool, the Magician. Wow, a lot of major arcana cards. Major cards, that's the first 22 cards of the deck of tarot, are like chapter titles. And usually when you do a spread, one or two might show up. These are 6 card spreads, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of the cards are major cards. So major cards, the major arcana, thank you, Orlando, are like chapter titles in a book, and the remaining 4 suits, like a deck of cards, are like the details. So when we look at the spread, we look at cards, we're looking at major cards to see what the basic theme is. So what do I see for Scorpio? The Four of Cups is I don't know what to do. Emotionally, I don't know what I want or what I should do. The Empress and the World. I'm seeing a woman who has responsibilities. Page of Wands, the Fool, the Magician. Of something. Scorpio not knowing what they want to do and not knowing how they want to make money. So this is probably a young Scorpio. Looks like mom is trying to advise you. And a lot of kids are questioning college right now. They're saying, if I don't know what I want to do, I don't want to leave out all this money. I don't know what I want to do. And I don't want the financial burden. And parents are like, but you got to get a degree. You're not going to be able to go anywhere without a degree. That's not strictly true. There are trade schools, but there are things you can only do if you have a degree. My daughter's a psych major. She can't be a therapist without that degree. Sorry, she just can't. I'm going to say in this case, Scorpio, if it's you, school is the right decision in this case. And I get the money thing, but I want to say this is a young person who has a talent, has an ability, has a goal, doesn't know it yet, but you know it. it's your kid and you're a Scorpio, you know your kid has it. Same way I know with Daisy. I know she will be a wonderful therapist, a wonderful psychologist. Um, there's no doubt in my mind that she's choosing well. You know, my son was going for the baseball scholarship, but looking at talking about the ocean and so sometimes you just know like that's the direction. But again, you can't be an oceanographer, you can't be of ocean sciences without the degree. Yeah. So all right. So anyways, Scorpio, if it's you, you know what you need to do. If it's one of your kids, they may need and they can work too. Yes, school, absolutely. All right. First, can be home, homeland. Eight of Swords. That's about, but okay. Could be anniversary of something sad. The Page of Wands reversed. Okay, nothing's moving forward right now. Eight of Coins reversed. Page of Swords, Prince reversed. I like the Page of Swords because it speaks to action. And being tired, Sag, Leo. Well, Sag is like, I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of waiting. One more card for clarity. Final Coins, the Final Coins reverse is good. It speaks to money getting better. I don't love this idea of homesickness. This idea of it's almost like grief over a loss of home. And again, it's not no one's losing their home here physically. It's emotional. It could be looking at this deprivation young person. There's always similarities, right? Scorpio and Sag are conjunct, so we have a young person who maybe doesn't know what they want to do for school, and in this case, we could be dealing with a young person who lack of motivation is here and stuck. Well, easy cards. Seven of Wands. All right. Oh, energy through learning, energy through education. Here again, a little bit like Scorpio, but different. Where I see Scorpio, the idea of master degree, college, and here I'm going to say this is more about trade school. Seven of Wands. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. There's nothing wrong with that. You talk to an electrician who has his own electrical firm. Bad deal, all right? Plumbers with their own, there's a lot of techs out there. People went to trade school doing very well for themselves. So when I say that, by no means. I'm going to say Sag, this is almost like a card, like wanting things the way they used to be. The way they used to be, looking at a different time. Homesickness, is that it's just never going to be like that again. Of course, that's a lot of people are mourning that as we're watching things change, big picture, institutions, things we thought we could always depend on, and we can't. We're watching things crash and burn. I think there's some of that here. I think this is, and Sag is the philosopher. Sag is the great thinker. Sag rules the ninth house of higher education, of foreign travel, foreign ideas, philosophy, religious studies, spirituality. So the Sag is the great, the centaur. The big thinker. Think of Harry Potter. The centaurs were fighters, but they also were the great thinkers. They were the ones who studied the stars. They were the So this is interesting to me. I'm looking at these cards. Energy that it's not going to be the way it was, and how do you navigate changing times? And the answer is always education. The answer is always education. By no means do I see this like you're going broke. I don't see it being. It's just like how do I create a pocket of sanity here? But all around me, I'm seeing, you know, lack of motivation. I'm seeing people who are staying in jobs just for the paycheck, but miserable. And that's not Sag. Sag doesn't do well in a cubicle. I don't know many Sag. You have salesmen traveling. Oh yeah, that's Sag. But stuck in a cubicle in an office behind a desk, that's usually misery, misery. And it could be some of that there too. If it's a Sag that's stuck in a job they really are miserable in. But then again, what's the answer? Education. Let's get educated, move into something different, doing something different. All right. Today, I had a young man in the store, and he was interesting. He's working as a server, but he's got a degree. He's got a degree in botanical studies, plants, and stuck at home, stuck. And I had said to him, you know, my oldest boy was a woofer. And what's WOOF? And WOOF is the Worldwide Organization of Organic Farmers. I've talked about this before. You basically put in 20 hours at a farm of work for your room and board. And then usually you're free to either work more hours on the farm if they like you, or you could go to neighboring farms and work. There's thousands and thousands of fostering woofing farms. It's very popular. Go online. You want Woof USA. I have woofers I know who are woofer international. They travel outside the country. Probably not advisable right now. And it's certainly, as to him, I said, you know, you already have plant experience. You went to an agricultural school. You've got a degree. You know, you could actually know what they're looking for. But basically, I mean, they're everywhere. Pick a place you want to go, and then you know you apply, and then go online. But if you're wondering, ask me, write to me, message me. I'll tell you more. Don't message in the comments here. Message me on you know, Messenger. Don't do it. I don't see these comments. But woof, if you've got a kid that's needs a place to go, needs something to do, wants to be outside, wants to work hard. My son started off and he was the youngest accepted into this program out in California, and now he's managing the whole place. Organic farming, it's a spiritual retreat. He does work on neighboring farms. He's building cabins. He's putting in solar systems. Amazing irrigation. And I'm very proud of him. Very proud of him. And he's way, way, way up in Northern California. So no, and I'm glad it's not this Sag, Kathy. I'm glad. Yep. And so, but some Sag, like I want to go home. I miss the old ways. Hey Sandy, how are ya? Okay. Well, they're not one size fits all readings. I'm not going to make it that way. If perhaps you talk to someone who's feeling that way right now, a lot of people are feeling that way because the world is changing very fast. And it would be like Sagittarius. It would be like Sag to want to navigate it smartly. You know, fastest way through the rough water without sinking the ship on an iceberg. That would be Sag. And for a lot of people, that can translate, and I mean, beat a dead horse, but there could be, you could be working in an industry that's changing, you know, and changing the way you don't like. I hear that a lot too. Like the industries are changing. Like my friend who sells luxury items. I mean, a lot of people are buying those things online. You don't need a salesperson to sit there and help you with makeup, and they're buying them online. It's a different way of shopping. So things are changing in that industry. Okay. All right. Sag, let's go Capricorn. King of Wands reversed. Ace of Swords. Star reversed. 10 of Cups reversed. King of Coins reversed. And the Hierophant. Well, speaking of industries changing, kind of what I'm seeing right now, working very hard, Capricorn. Ace of Swords, know what you need to do. Star reversed, 10 of Cups reversed, King of Coins reversed. 10 of Cups reversed is usually not being happy where you're living, emotionally happy. Star reverse suggests something. Now, when I look at these cards, Star reverse, King of Coins reverse, 10 of Cups reverse, to me, it's like this is something that money can't fix. For example, money can't fix shitty views, right? If you've got crappy views out your window, you can put however much money you want to put in the house, but you're not going to change the fact that the view is of an ugly building, or the house doesn't get enough sunlight, So that's what I'm seeing here. Hard work. I love the Hierophant, because that to me speaks to Capricorn. Industrial thinking and institutional thinking. It also could speak to not being able to work out of the house, maybe a return to the office, which the Star reversed, you could be dreading that, Capricorn. A one more card. Strength reverse. It's the Hierophant. Just let me think about this. I'm sorry, I don't need to be slow here, but hard work, good communication. It feels to me like work is going well, but there's something in the home life. Strength reverse, 10 of Cups reverse, King of Coins reverse, the Star reverse. Almost like, someone doesn't want to spend the money in the home. Somebody doesn't want to move forward, unhappiness. It's a stuck energy. Like, well, then let's move. No, we can't do that. No, feels like that energy. Well, you're throwing out suggestions, ideas, working, and it's like, nah, I don't want to. I don't think so. I don't want. No, that's what it feels like. So you're trying to fix it, Capricorn, and it's like just throwing money in a well. Great, but wishing won't make it so. All right. But I do like this Hierophant card. You're on your shit. You're on the right path. I think you're dealing with someone who just is not able to get out of their own way. How's that? Okay. Oh, Greta. Okay, good night. Thank you, Greta. Have a good night. All right, Aquarius. 2 more here. This has been a very long night. I'm sorry. All right, Aquarius. We have the 10 of Wands reversed, the straw that broke the camel's back. Page of Cups, 6 of Swords reversed, 3 of Coins reversed, 9 of Swords reversed, and the Queen of Coins. All right. Aquarius, the straw that broke the camel's back. I see a young person, Page of Cups, 6 of Swords reversed, not leaving, not able to go, 3 of Coins reversed. Okay, well, what screams at me when I see this is a kid that wants to go away to college. It's like, nope, you're not going away. You're staying local. You're staying in state. Money isn't there for that. 3 of Coins reversed, 9 of Swords reversed. And I'm saying the mother, I want to say the parents agree, the mother certainly agrees, and no, I don't want you out of state right now. I don't want you that far away from home. That's how these cards read. How else could they read if you don't have a kid? Well, Aquarius, you could be making plans to leave. Straw that broke the camel's back, I'm out of here. Not leaving right now. You know where you want to be, okay? Like my friend that plans to go to Italy. I mean, it's rough, but she's got a couple more years, So I'm saying like that, okay? The 6 of Swords reversed. You're not leaving. You can't go yet. You know where you want to go. 3 of Coins reversed. Money isn't there yet. The money isn't ready. Maybe you're still working. Can't retire just yet. 9 of Swords reversed. It's the end of anxiety. Queen of Coins. There's the money. That's what I'm seeing. It's just, so it's either making a decision like, no, you can't go to school. You're not leaving. You can't go there. You can't leave the state, or we can't leave yet, but man, it is. It's that straw that broke the camel's back. It's a yes or no. No, you're not doing that. No, we can't do that yet. No, I can't do that yet, but I'm making my plans. And you know, that's like the first 2 years, you go local, go to community college, get your basic, you know, core subjects, and you do the next 2 years, get good grades. Shoot, you go in Connecticut. You're talking about free college in Connecticut. If you go to community college, keep a certain grade point average, you can turn around, go the next 2 years to like a UConn or Southern or one of our good state schools. We've got excellent schools in Connecticut, Western, and you go for free. So there's your free college that everyone asks about. It can be done, but you got to put work into it. You got to get the grades. You can't just expect it to happen for you. So, all right, Pisces. All right. Anything else going on here? Okay. So for Pisces, I see the King of Swords, Ace of Wands reversed, Two of Wands, Seven of Coins reversed, Death reversed, Lovers. All right. Well, this is Pisces making choices, making changes. Oh boy. All right. Well, so it's definitely a tandem effort. You got the King of Swords, the Queen of Swords here. Ace of Wands reversed, lack of support. Two of Wands, partnership. It really feels Seven of Coins reversed. You know what you want to do financially. Death reversed, making changes. The Lovers, the Queen. I think this is, first of all, whenever I see sword cards like this, it's about logic, okay? Swords are always about logic, logical thought. This could be a couple of things. It could be a couple, and again, not every Pisces, really deliberating over how they're going to separate and death reversed. How are we going to end? Looks like they both want different things, lack of support, but new partnership, you know, so there's that. Could be Pisces looking at a new job, lack of support, but the Two of Wands is usually that job that lands in your lap, that opportunity that lands in your lap. So I've got no support here. I've got no creative endeavors. I've got no outlet, and then I got an opportunity. How do I make money doing what I want to be doing? Death reversed. I'm ending. Actually, out of the closet she was. She's also a motorcycle model. Beautiful, beautiful woman. And she studied shamanism for years and was a bartender. So all these things she did, and the study of shamanism, the study of witchcraft, she traveled all over the world. She invested time and money and energy. She started off small and eventually was able to open up her own spiritual center. But that's what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing like this is what I'd love to do, and this is how I pay the bills. And gradually, like she quit bartending, she quit being a motorcycle modeling, you know, and she cut back. And then finally, at one point, she's able to leave the office job altogether and launch herself and just do this. That's what these cards are speaking of, okay? They're speaking of systematic changes. Here's an opportunity. This isn't working. I got to sever this. I still got to make money. That's what I'm seeing for Pisces, is that logical. It's all very strategic, okay? This is what I love. Or it could be this is who I love. This isn't working, but this is working. All right, and how do we do this in the most least destructive way possible? All right, like if you're gonna, I don't see children here, but if you're gonna co-parent, for example, how are we gonna do this? Keep things calm, but still, yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Okay, really feels more like work than it does a marriage breakup, but that's that for Pisces. All right, guys. Everyone, what a long night. There you are. Okay, Patricia, I love hearing that. Strategic planning, absolutely. All right, guys, everybody, enjoy yourselves. Have a good week and get some rest, self-care. Make sure you take care of yourself. Yoga, stretching, really important. Go on YouTube. Just anyway, um, in nursing homes and healthiest elderly people were the ones who were most flexible, who could touch their toes, who could do basic yoga moves. Okay, so something to think about is basic stretches and keep yourselves limber. You can't actually make sure you stay tuned. Everyone, have a good night. Do behave, and I'll see you next Friday. Bye.